Hey, it's me, Micro Football Collector, and I'm back for another episode. And this episode, I'll be looking at some of the Manchester United Microstars. I am a Man United fan as well, a big United fan actually. And these are just some of the ones from my childhood here. And I thought I just want to share them all. You know, it's not a complete collection. I know there's been plenty more Manchester United Microstars over the years, and definitely I want to collect more in the future. But these are just the ones I've got here, and I thought put them up and let's just share some of them here. So first off, this is one that's actually on my desk all the time anyway. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, obviously United legend, in this awesome pose as well. I love this pose. It's one I have on my desk all the time. And, you know, former United manager as well. Just pure, an absolute legend in my eyes as a United fan. Next up, we go to Wes Brown. It was a really good defender, homegrown defender. Not like a world-class defender, but yeah, he was a decent player. I don't think this mould of him is particularly a great look. I don't think it actually looks like Wes Brown too much, if I'm being honest. It looks very generic. It looks like they didn't put too much effort into this, but it's still nice to have him in the collection. Next up, we have Paul Scholes. Now, I think this is more like a Scholes. I don't think it's exact, but I think it's better than the likes of Wes Brown. I think it's a much better mould. I should probably just not mess around with these because they just go out of place really quickly. But yeah, I like the look of this Scholesy. I think it's he's such an icon, isn't he, Scholes? If you're a United fan, fantastic player, one of the best midfielders of all time. I love Scholes. He was always one of my favourites. Then we go to Rio Ferdinand. Now this one, now you're probably saying it here, like all the bases are different colours as well. So yes, they are. I'm not really that bothered if it's gold, if it's white, if it's green, blue. I don't really care about the base covers of my Microstars. I just think it's just cool having, you know, the players you enjoy. It doesn't really bother me what colour the bases are. But getting back to Rio, yeah, great. Again, him with Vidic over the years. Two of my favourite defenders. I think this is a really good look for him as well. I think this is like a really good mould. I think it's a great articulation. Really does look like Rio, if I'm being honest, if you're looking back into that era. And yeah, this is probably like 2003, 2000, around that time, 2002, 2003 era. And you see the kits. This is the Vodafone kit all these players so far have on. And yeah, these are great. Let's just have a little look underneath the bases. If we can zoom in, it's actually saying 2002. I wasn't too far off, and I think these usually are made about a couple of months earlier, so it probably adds up. So around that 2003 season. So now we go to Veron, a player who kind of really came in with a lot of high expectations. Wasn't a bad player, but just didn't fit for United really. I think wrong time really, and he went to Chelsea then afterwards, and who knows where else he went after that. But he's got a cool look. He's kind of got a similar look to me. I know I don't show my face on these videos as of yet, but yeah, that's kind of like my look, the bald head. Cool look. And I think a very, very good likeness to Veron as well. Next, we go to the Manchester United legend, Roy Keane, one of my all-time favourites. I think if you're a football fan in general, you like Roy Keane. He's a great pundit nowadays as well. I don't think the likeness is awful, but I don't think it's great as well. It kind of has a bit of Roy Keane, but it's not spot on. Now I know he had like a shaved head around this era as well, so it's kind of like, is there a bit, but yeah, it's not perfect, but you know, you've got to have Roy Keane in the. Do you know what? One thing, kind of like, I don't really like with Microstars. One thing little critique is, why don't they have the captain's armbands on the players? It would have been so cool to see Roy Keane with the captain's armband. Just a tiny little distinct comparison. You know, it would have been a distinction between the other players and this Microstar. But yeah, it's good to have Keane in, even though it's not the best looking mould. But now we go to a mould that is fantastic, and that is David Beckham. He has had a few Microstars over the years. This one is one of my favourite. I think, to be honest, each Beckham really stands out very different. I think they got better as time went on. I think this must have been like the second or third one. Probably the third one, I think. This is great. I love the hairstyle he has here. It really looks like Beckham as well from this era. It's a terrific mould. I think it's a great looking microstar, and he was an awesome player. One of United's best number 7 players. Fantastic. Now we go to a goalkeeper of that era, the 2001, 2002, around that time. Fabian Barthez. I thought he was a decent goalkeeper. He didn't last too long at United, but this is a really great looking mould. It looks a lot like Barthez if you look back on pictures back in the day. I really like this, and it's this was the first. Maybe I'm incorrect, but I'm pretty sure this was the very first goalkeeper microstar of a Man United player. So this is great. Obviously, you had before that Pro Stars. But yeah, it's a microstar, the first one. I think it looks great. I think it's cool with the ball in his hands. He did have short sleeve shirts as well, and they've even done that on this. Like, most goalkeepers have long shirts, but this guy never had them. He always had short shirts. So that's a great, really done a good job there. I like that. Really great looking mould of Barthez. Some players they can get on, spot on, and then some players that just don't look right. West Brown, Roy Keane just don't look perfect, but Barthez, Beckham, Solskjaer, they're all great moulds. Now we go to another the first Teddy Sheringham. These shirts actually go back a few years, even though it's the Vodafone one, so I think this is the season before, this 2001 season. And I'm pretty sure Barthez is from that season as well. So you got Teddy Sheringham. Probably this is his last season before he goes to Tottenham, if I'm correct. And yeah, Sheringham was a cracking striker. And I think this it looks like Sheringham. It also, looking at this now, it kind of looks like Jim Carrey as well. If I'm being honest, it looks like Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber in a Man United shirt. I really like this though. But yeah, I think it's a good look. It really does look like Jim Carrey. What do you reckon? Let me know in the comments if you think this looks like Jim Carrey. But yeah, I like this. I think it's really cool. A good Teddy Sheringham, top striker, and great to have in your Man United collection. Now we go to a player and a microstar that is looking a bit beat up here. If I'm being honest, I probably need to get a replacement for this at some point. I just noticed like the mark on his head. I'll have to maybe see if I can get that off. Wear and tear over the years. Obviously, I've got a lot of these still in packages, but there is the odd one or two. Sorry, my cameras are going all over the place then. There is one or two, they do get damaged. These are like figures that are 20 years old now. They've been on the package for 20 years. I think the majority of them are in decent condition, but some of them actually come with the marks on. Some of them just were made in the factory like that, which is a shame. But this is the very first microstar Beckham, to my knowledge, and this is when he had the shaved head, like I said, the season before, and then it kind of transitioned into this kind of look further down the line, which I prefer this look, if I'm being honest. I think it's a better sculpt of Beckham as well. I kind of think this is a really not the best looking Beckham. It looks very much generic footballer guy. It could be anyone. It could be like Henrik Larsson. It could be any guy with that sort of like buzz cut at that time. But it's cool. If you were a fan at this time, you were collecting these to have a Beckham in your collection, even though it didn't look incredibly like him, it's still cool to have in the collection. But now I go to one of my absolute favourite strikers of all time, Ruud van Nistelrooy. Fantastic striker, an absolute goal machine. Obviously went on then to, be born from PSV. He went on to play for Real Madrid then after that. And he was just a solid striker. And I think this microstar is fantastic. Just look at that. I think it looks really like him. I think he's a great looking player. A great looking microstar. He's a fantastic looking player as well. He's a good looking chap as well, I'm sure. I'm not the biggest judge on that. but yeah, I think it's a great figure, that one. I really like this one. Next, we go to, this is like a variant of this Rio Ferdinand. So I'm pretty sure this probably came out in the same set. You can see it's obviously one of the away kits, the blue away kit. And yeah, I like this mold of Rio. I think it's really good. The blue kit really pops. I think it's great. We've got a gold base here. Again, I'm not really bothered about the bases, but it's cool if you like your bases. And I like this mold. I think it's a great mold. I love the boots on this. You can see the boot stiffer. So the red one, he's just got black boots on. But in the away kit, he has got white boots, which look really, really cool. I like that. Next, we go to Ryan Giggs, another You can probably hear a dog next door barking. I do apologise. We've got Ryan Giggs, another United legend. I love this pose as well. It's just a classic Giggs pose when he scores a goal. I think it's great. It looks really like Giggs at this time as well. Cracking player, an all-time great at United, and great to have in figure form. And now we go to the final two here. We've got another variation of Beckham. This is probably it's close. I think this is my second favourite Beckham in this United collection here. I really like this one, the away kit as well. Another variant, an away kit edition of the United team. Great looking kit, and I love it's got the mohawk. It's got the blonde streaks in the mohawk as well. Really great looking player, great looking figure, and yeah, I really like this one. And finally, again, it looks like it's a bit scratched on the nose. I think it's just over the years, bit of wear and tear. But we got Yapstam, a great Manchester United defender. Again, I actually don't think the articulation on this one is, I don't know, it's kind of like, it looks like Yapstam, but there's just something that just doesn't look right. I don't know, it looks like him a bit. I think it's just because it's a bald guy, but something about him just doesn't look exactly like Yapstam. But I do like it that we got him in, because he was, he wasn't at United for a long time, but it's cool that we got a Microstar figure. But this is the collection of Manchester United Microstars. Let me know which ones you have, which ones are your favourites, and which ones should I add into this collection. Thank you very much for watching this video, ladies and gents. Remember to give it a like, leave a comment below, and share it if you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.